Hi there, this is Go Via or Go Home. I just want to thank you for coming by my YouTube channel to check out my very first product review. Today I'm going to be reviewing an HO scale Intermountain SD40-2. Let's take a look. So my wife got this for me for Christmas. I know it's a little behind. I'm sure there's already a couple of reviews out there with this actual product, but just thought I'd start with something, something I just recently got, and this is the newest loco to my roster. Basically, it's Ontario Northland, which runs from downtown Toronto to Hearst, Ontario, which is in the north. Basically, I guess it would be about 6 or 7 hours north of Toronto. Basically, the MSRP for this locomotive is about $224.96. And for this review, basically, we're going to be talking about the value, the what you're basically getting, the packaging, and the actual locomotive. I've got a giant oval set up on my kitchen table right now, and we'll be able to run it right around. Let's get started. So this is the packaging, obviously. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to pop this open. Okay, and just pull it out. There you go. Inside the packaging, get the operator's manual. So for this locomotive, what we're running here, it's DCC with sound. It has ESU lock sound equipped, so I didn't really have to do anything with it. It's just ready to go right out of the packaging. So let's take a look. So it always comes with the plastic sheet to keep the styrofoam in place. There's a couple of extra pieces here. Looks like the shade, and there's a horn in there. It's probably supposed to go on the hood, I believe, but I'll have to take a look at that after, and probably be doing that at another time. You have the clear plastic just to cover it. It really is a beautiful locomotive. It's really well done. Comes with the foam inserts. So now I just want to give a disclaimer, basically. I don't work for Intermountain whatsoever. I don't work for any kind of railroad company or hobby store or anything like that. This is just something I like to do on my spare time with what little I have in this day and age. So I'm just going to take that right out of the packaging. Now I get all my stuff at my local hobby shop, and that's Hobby House, and that's downtown Ottawa. If you're ever in the area, you can definitely go by and take a look. They've got a lot of really great stuff there. I also don't work for them, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. You can buy this if you want. You don't have to. This is strictly just my opinion. Just in case you've ever considered buying a locomotive, or even a locomotive like this one. It's always good to hear what other people think, just in case you're not entirely sure. Okay, so looking at the side of the locomotive, you can see that the handrails are etched in plastic. It is a little soft, but it is to scale, so that is really good. I wouldn't squeeze them or anything, only for the fact that, plastic does break. It is breakable. I got the chevrons down the side with the Ontario Northland, and this specific one is 1733. I believe there was 4 road numbers available, and it did come in different road names, but because of what I model, this was the best choice for me. So just taking a look. We'll start at the front here. It's very fine detail. Caution on the footsteps. You got the front walkway there. Cab's really nice. It does have a little bit of a detailed interior there. There is a seat in there, but it does not come with any crew members, unfortunately. And then coming down the side, just has the exhaust there. And then some separately applied grab irons going down the back. Okay, and then if we take a look, let's go back to the front here. So it's got the very nice plow on the front. I believe those are horn hook couplers. You've got the ditch lights that do work on this model. The light up number boards, and there is the headlight as well. Now it is basically the same thing on the other side, so I don't really think there's too much there to look at if I turn it around. You see the giant gas container there. Not sure how many liters it is supposed to hold. Again, I don't do too much research on this. I don't look too much into it, only for the fact that it's just a hobby. It's nothing that I have to research and have to know every little speck of it. But that's just me. Kudos to those who do and have that time. But I know what you are really waiting for. You're waiting for me to fire this thing up. And I know you probably want to hear the amazing lock sound that it has to offer. So let's go ahead and I'll run some power to the tracks there. So you hear the startup. Okay, so what I'm using is a Digitrax Zephyr Extra, and that is what I use for my layout until I expand and I need to add any kind of booster or anything like that. So we're going to go over the different sounds that this does offer and the different lighting options for you as well. So I'm just going to back it up a little bit here. Just so we can see the front of it. Okay. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our basic bell. And the air horn. I think it's really loud. And of course your couplers. Dynamic brakes. Guess it only really works if you're moving it. So then I got the number board lights. I don't know if you can see them at all, but they are fairly bright. It looks like on the front left-hand side, so this side here, looks like the 1 and the 7 don't really light up as much as the 3.3, but on this side, the 1.7 lights up more than the 3.3. So, I mean, they could have probably used a little bit of a stronger light in there, just to make sure the full thing is fully lit up, but that's something that they could probably look into for future models. Also, you got the let's see here. There we go. So when you're going forward, you've got your Mars lights there. And F7 basically will dim the lights, but yeah, it doesn't really seem to do too much. It's most likely something that has to be programmed in. F8, of course, is your mute, so if you ever just want to kill the sound. And instead of muting it right out, it's almost as if they just cut the engine to it altogether. I mean, you could probably still move it, which I'm sure you will be able to, but that's just something that you'll be able to work with after, depending on your situation. If you don't like the sound, but you still want the DCC functions, and it still has those options there for you. So I mean, it goes right up to 19 options for you there, but yeah, there's just other things like a compressor, a spitter valve, switch mode, sanding valve. There's a short air let off, a radiator fan, fast spitter valve, and then there's like the auto shutdown and whatnot. So first we're gonna run this. We're gonna do a lap around, but we're gonna do it with no audio, so that basically you'll be able to hear if how noisy it is or how quiet it is, depending on what you think. So here we go. So if you use a Digitrack Zephyr, basically you'll know that it doesn't really have the number steps to it. It basically just has a giant wheel, and it's 1 through 6. But basically right there is between 2 and 3, and it seems to be going pretty good. It does almost sound like it's grinding almost. Oh. This I've never been a fan of this Bachmann track. I've always found that connecting it, there are some issues with it. I prefer Atlas track over this any day, but just for the sake of doing this review, just thought I'd test it out. Okay, so that is that. We're gonna bring the volume back on. Okay. There we go. We're gonna do it really slow, and we'll gain some speed as along the way here. finally it goes right off. I definitely need to get some better track than this Bachmann. But we're just gonna mute it for a moment. So basically, besides the track being less than perfect, I'm really happy with this. I had a couple of options as to what I wanted to get as far as Locomotive at the time, and I'm really excited to have this part as part of my roster here. What I will eventually be doing, I have one already, but I'm going to be doing a review next on the cars. The cars were released by Rapido, and they're just the park cars. So what I'll do is I'll do a review, and then I'm going to have this guy pulling it around the track. I only have one right now, but I plan to get on a couple more within next couple of weeks or so. But just to show you a couple more detailed parts about it, show you the underside. Not too much detail, but when you look at the trucks, there's a lot of detail in those. So the wiring, the piping, and then the back one here as well. Really shows off the amount of detail put into these. I'll show you the other side just so you can see it. Same thing. Now the only problem I really had with this, basically, the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the packaging was that there was paint that was flaking off. I don't know if you can pick it up or not, but you'll be able to see right around here. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's still something that when you're paying, you know, $250 some odd for, you know, you want it to be spotless. You want it to be perfect. And I've heard of other YouTubers who have had similar issues with their Intermountain models, but overall they were still pleased with the performance. So as far as aesthetics go, I mean, everything's in top shape except for obviously a little bit of paint flaking, I guess you would call it. It's a little disconcerting, but you know, it'll live, and still get many years of use out of this locomotive, and I look forward to using this on my bigger layout once it stops snowing out, because it's still in the garage. So but I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you feel like giving it a like, I'm not gonna stop you. If you want to see more, let me know. If there's anything I'm sure that I did miss, drop me a comment. I'm always open for feedback. One thing that a lot of people, because I did question a lot of people as to what I should get, and they were telling me that Bowser is releasing the exact same locomotive, and this will be I guess June or July of 2015, that locomotive will be hitting the stores. It's the exact same, but it's apparently more prototypical to the actual locomotive itself. Now, I'm not too sure about the difference, but just for anybody who was thinking about getting the Intermountain one compared to the Bowser one, if you prefer things that are more prototypical to the actual locomotives themselves, then I would probably lean towards that one more. That's what everybody's saying, but just passing on the good word, of course. But this one, for the amount that my wife paid for it, really pleased. I'm pretty sure that the pulling power on this one is going to be really good. I'm still yet to link any cars up to it, but the good thing about Ontario Northland is that they ran a passenger car service, but they also run freight as well. So it does have a bit of diversity to it as well. I don't have to just run passenger cars or just freight. I've seen a lot of really cool Ontario Northland box cars and whatnot. So I'll probably be looking out for some of those as well. But either way, thank you very much for coming by. I'm Go Via or Go Home, aka Chris. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this review, it being my first one. Okay, so what I'll do